All right, so we're Perek He, and we finished Pasuk Dalet, right? Where we said, Tov asher lo tidor, mishe tidor velo teshalem. Basically, don't set yourself up for failure. It's better, you're better off not promising, not engaging into something and failing, than not engaging and not failing, than engaging and failing. So we're Pasuk He. Al titen et picha lahati et besarecha. Don't allow your mouth, okay, to lead, okay, to set up your et besarecha, your flesh, which is your kids, okay, the people that look up to you, for failure. Meaning, when you say certain things, when you behave a certain way, be careful, because the ones that look up to you, usually your kids, okay, will learn from it and will end up emulating your actions. And if you're doing something that is wrong, they will end up doing the same thing. Maybe not today, but as they grow, they will want to be like their hero, their daddy. Every child wants to be like their daddy. And if daddy talks lightly, speaks not nicely, behaves not appropriately, then the kids are going to do the same thing. And don't say in front of the angel. The angel in this case, the simple understanding is the Gabbai Tzedakah, right? If you're a Gabbai, or a person that you engage, that's supposed to help you get to where you wanted to get. Kishagaga, don't say, you know what, I made a mistake. I wanted to do that. I didn't think it was that difficult. I want out. I pledged money to the Bet HaKnesset or to the shul, whatever it is. I thought I was going to be able to make a lot of money. I didn't make it. I'm out. I decided that I want to start a any endeavor, and for some reason I want out. The problem is that when you engage in a situation, in an endeavor, in a mission, and you drag with you, or you engage with you people that look up to you, be careful. Be careful not to mislead them. Especially if you don't think you're going to be able to accomplish it. Lama, and the outcome is Lama yiksof Elokim al kolecha. Why should Hashem get upset at you for opening your mouth? Okay? The hibel, and will damage, will hurt et ma'aseh yadecha, your actions. So this pasuk is basically, like, as we said, is referring to an engagement that you pledge to yourself, okay? And for some reason it was done too fast, without thinking it through properly, without proper due diligence, analysis. And what it does is that by failing, you create failure. And the failure ends up hurting you, right? So the explanation, what Shlomo basically is saying is that Elohim refers to the kochot of Hashem in creation, the energetic interaction between you and society, based on the rules that Hashem put in creation, right? Into place in creation. So if you do things without understanding the outcome, you will end up getting hurt because you failed. You will jeopardize your actions, Okay, et ma'aseh yadecha, your actions to come, because now your actions are no longer actions that of success. They are actions that are related to failure. And on an educational level and an influential level, you are showing the path to the people that look up to you or your children, and giving them, if you will, the wrong guidance that will lead them to their own failure. Good?
Yes.
And this is why this happens is going back to the same thing. Ki berov halomot v'havalim. Okay? This comes because there is too many halomot. A person lives in his dreams. Yeah, too many dreams, too many fake expectations. Havalim. Hevel, in this case, is there when a person talks too much, vedvarim harbe, when he speaks too much, he ends up believing his own lies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very disturbing, not disturbing, but it's a very important lesson that Shlomo HaMelech is telling us right now. He's basically saying that we are the reason of our own failure. And why is that? Because we push ourselves to believe certain things. We validate our thoughts by talking about it, right? So you talk about it, you accredit it, you validate it, you put sense into it, to the point where when you discuss it, wow, it's real. It's really real. And all this comes from what? From halomot, from hevelim, from futilities, from dreams, from expectations that you want to have that are so far from the reality. And all it does is end up destroying your harmony between you and your surrounding.
So Rav, how do you funnel in proper motivation in order to do more and to?
That's how we finish this. Ki ela. Rashi says, Shlomo HaMelech says, Ki et Elokim yira. And what you have to do is what? Is fear Hashem. What does it mean, fear Hashem? Fear the Hashem that is, again, in the laws of nature and that empowers you. Basically, do not contaminate the energy that's around you, the bracha that's around you. We tend to relate to Hashem as a spiritual, magical influx of something, okay, that elevates you and pushes you forward to do certain things. Here, Shlomo HaMelech is trying to keep the interaction with Hashem as factual as possible. We know that Hashem, Elokim, Ba'al Kol HaKochot Kulam, He is the owner of all the laws and regulations and powers that were put in place in creation. Okay? Amen. The problem is that if you don't see Hashem on that level, then when you're engaging on that level, there's no Hashem in front of you. Hashem is when you pray. Hashem is when you put tefillin. Hashem is when you learn Torah. But when you drive your car, you're doing business or you're doing something else, Hashem is not there. Hashem is not there. It's you and nature. No. And that's what leads you to believe
you're in control.
That you're in control, which leads you to have false expectations. But then you have to validate it. You have to rationalize it. So you're going to discuss it. You're going to talk about it. You're going to secure it logically in your head. You're going to convince the people around you that it's true. And all this for what? To destroy the harmony you have with Hashem through nature. So what a person needs to do, so what a person should do, Et ha'elokim yira, fear Hashem on the most mundane and basic possible way. See Hashem in nature. Understand that Hashem interacts with you in nature. Everywhere. There is a Rabbi Yerucham Halevi says on a pasuk. We say Yaakov Ishtam. The pasuk says Yaakov was a humble man, a complete man, a simple man. Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim. He sat in many tents. So Rashi and a lot of Mefarshim say, why does the pasuk need to say that Yaakov sit in many tents? He was sitting. He should be saying he sat in one tent, right? Why? When you learn, when you pray, you have to have a fixed place. What does it mean he was in many tents? So Rashi wants to say that he learned Torah by the yeshiva of Shem and Ever. So 2 yeshivot, plural, tents. That's Rashi. Rabbi Yerucham Halevi says something amazing. He says, what does it mean tents? He says, Yaakov Avinu understood that every opportunity in life is a new tent of God. The yeshiva doesn't stop in the geographic space where the building is and the rabbis are. But when he was a shepherd, he was in yeshiva. When he was serving his mother or cooking for his father, he was in yeshiva. When he was walking to a different city, he was in yeshiva. Yaakov Avinu Ishtam, who is a person that is complete, a person that is in perfect balance with himself and with nature and with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is when a person understands Et Elokim Yareh, he fears God everywhere. He sees Hashem everywhere. You're on the bus, you're in your car, you're in traffic, you're on a call, you're trying to get on the call, the guy's not calling you back, you lost something, you're about to do something. There is Hashem in everything. That doesn't mean Hashem controls and imposes things. That's not what it means. But there is Hashem in every situation. And if you're able to see that and be aware of it, then you connect to the Siyata Dishmaya, you connect to the spiritual spark of Hashem that allows all this interaction to be. This is how a person protects himself from the failure Shlomo Amelech just spoke about.
Is there any situation that we shouldn't bring Hashem into?
What do you mean?
Like, when you're in the casino, people say, Hashem, please help me win, or something like that. I'm just saying.
Well,
any examples like that?
The 2 times where you're not allowed to think about Hashem is in the bathroom, or if you're in Bet HaMechatz, or if you're in the shower. And this we learn from David HaMelech. That when he went to to the bathhouse, and he felt naked. He said, I don't have any mitzvot here, and mechila mikvotchem. I'm sorry, but he looked at his brit milah. He said, there's a mitzvah that's always with me. So from here we see that there's you don't think of Hashem when you're in the bathroom, when you're in the places that are not. Now, if you go to the casino and you think that Hashem is gonna throw, he's gonna give you the dice that you want or the cards that you want, you're a fool. You understand what I'm saying? It's and even if even if you see the hand of Hashem, all right, and you see, look, I asked for this and the cards are there. I asked for that and the dice exactly what you asked for, right? And you say, Hashem, you love me, you're with me. It's not true. It's the Yetzer Hara that makes you think that, so that you can go back, so that it can crush you the next time.
Wow.
Okay?
Good. Yeah.
All right. So here we have a very strong lesson. that seems to be a verbal communication that starts to be just, we started from a person that just talks, yeah, and promises to others or to himself, wants to take on responsibilities, and those actions lead to failure. Good? So comes Shlomo HaMelech and digs into it. It starts from what? If we want to go back to the root, it starts from what? From the fact that a person separates and dissociates his secular life from his interaction with Hashem. Hashem is when I learn Torah. Hashem is when I keep Shabbat. Hashem is when I make mitzvot. Hashem is when I shake the lulav. But when I'm not doing mitzvot, then that's it. I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm the boss.
Rav, this is emunah.
No, emunah is something. It's a higher level. You can only have emunah in Hashem if you believe that Hashem is with you, if you see that Hashem is with you, if you interact with Hashem, and then you have emunah that Hashem. And now that is Hashem. Hashem looks after your best interest, and whatever outcome there is for your best. This is emunah. Okay?
Yes.
But you cannot, if you cannot have emunah,
You don't fear God.
if you're not in touch with Hashem. You can be a ma'amin, you can be a believer, but you're not believing in Hashem. And that belief is a belief that just appeases, okay, the vulnerability and the weakness of man from fearing or from doing certain things. I believe.
Right.
I don't know, I believe in something. I don't know in what, but I believe in something. Or you have the people that say, Hashem is in my heart. I believe in Hashem in my heart.
Right.
What about actions? No, don't worry, it's between me and Hashem. Like as if he's, the guy's cutting a deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he's on the level of Hashem. Don't worry about it. It's between me and Hashem. Come on now. Like you're fooling yourself. You understand? The more you understand something,
in order to have emunah, you need to have a relationship with Hashem first.
you need to acknowledge. You need to acknowledge Hashem. And the more you acknowledge Hashem, the more you can trust Him. Right? Get to know someone. The more you know him, the more you can trust him. The more you can rely on him. The more you take, seriously what he's doing and what he's saying. But if it's just a concept, it's a very vague, futile relationship.
And I remember reading
30 seconds, I'm sorry.
I remember reading somewhere that Yosef, they used to see Yosef was always mumbling. Everywhere he went, he was mumbling. And it said they used to, ask Hashem for success in everything that he did. Right? And they called Yosef Ish Matzliach.
Yeah.
And was it that they were trying to explain that Yosef, every little mundane thing that he did, he would look up to Hashem and say, please help me. Right? Is that the same concept?
Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
Rob, when I was...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go Stan.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Me too.
I just wanted to give a little cute story. So when I was younger, I wasn't good at sports, and I never won a tournament or anything, but there was one tournament. After every single play, I asked Hashem for help and this and that, and we ended up winning the tournament. So he was with me the whole entire time, and it was just something that pushed me when I was a kid. It was nice,
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Listen, at the end, you want to be able to rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu for everything, right? For everything. We say it every day, right? Chachamim say, Al kol neshima unshima tehalelka. You have to say thank you, Hashem, for every breath. So yes, you have to be able to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu everywhere. But from a point of understanding and relationship, not when you need him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not. He's not like a grocery store Well, you know what? I need Hashem, so I'm going. Now I need Hashem. I'm missing a little bit of siyata dishmaya. Let me go get it. Okay? But when I don't need it, it's okay. You know, I leave the item for others. The problem is that a lot of people, we that's how we live. We live. When there's a problem, we go to Hashem. But when there's no problem, it's okay. At the time in 2008, I was in, it was during the crisis, and I was in New York, and a lot of people asked me, I don't understand. I gave tzedakah, I'm a good Jew. Why did Hashem do this? Why did he do this? Why did he do this? And a lot of people ask me. So I gave a shiur. I don't remember what day of the week. I gave a shiur. So I spoke and I said, I want to address something. A lot of people are saying, why did Hashem do this? Why did Hashem take it away? Very good. Did anybody ask when they got it, why did Hashem give it to me? This nobody asks. It's normal. It's normal that he's giving it to me. This you don't ask. You only ask when he takes it back. Come on. So I said, if you would have asked yourself, why did he give it to me? Then you would have protected it and realized that basically you're not worthy, but he still gave it. So all you have is an awe of thank towards Hashem, and that in itself is protecting what you have, what he's given you. So he's not going to take it back. But if you take it for granted, so when comes difficult times, yes, you can take it back.
It goes back to understanding why you're in a position in the first place, or understanding what could go wrong before you engage in something, so that you know how to deal with it when it does go wrong. Like if you're engaged with Hashem, I forgot where I'm going with this, but Shlomo HaMelech says it over and over again. Understand what's wrong first.
Yes.
Before you do it, so that you know how to build upon it.
Correct. Going back to what he said, the 18, when he's talking about the moments.
Yeah.
The same thing. What he's saying is that don't set yourself up for failure just because you imagine in your head.
Exactly.
Good? Okay. Pasuk Zayin. Im Oshek Rash, if a person takes advantage, oppresses the weak, the poor, the Gezel Mishpat Vatzedek Tir'eh B'Medina, and you see that there is no real justice, right, in the country, meaning in the laws of the land, of the country. Al titma hala hefetz. Do not question. Okay, how come all these people can do such bad things and yet get all these reward? Ki gavoa me'al gavoa shomer ugvohim alehem, because Hashem is very, very high. He's above all those petty actions. Okay, he doesn't care about what's going on. He wants to keep them alive. He wants to give them mercy. He wants to give them time for teshuvah. Good. Meaning, you might ask yourself questions. Okay. Look, I'm doing the right thing, and these guys are just, they're being bad. I'm giving you a shiur. Should you go ask, please? Yafa. Okay? Sorry. Okay? So, again, basically, Shlomo HaMelech is saying, don't question your emunah and your integrity when you see people that do wrong things and they're successful. And this is something that we tend to face all the time. I heard it thousands of times. Rabbi, but this one, he's not Shomer Shabbat, look what he's doing, and he has everything. Say Shlomo HaMelech, Al tikma. Don't question. Don't wonder. Don't dig too much into those facts. Ve'yitron eretz, the advantage, the positive outcome, the end result, eretz bakolhu, is in everything. Melech lesadeh ne'evad, the king controls all the fields that are worked on. What does that mean? The Mefarshim explain that Shlomo HaMelech refers to Hashem. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in everything. He owns everything. Everything is his. Ve'yitron eretz bakolhu. He's in everything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere, even in the bad. Melech, and he rules. Lesadeh ne'evad. He rules in actions, in the outcome of the action also. Meaning, do not think that he lets people or individuals do bad and get a reward. Even that reward has a reasoning for Hashem. If you see someone failing in his actions, failing in his integrity, and having a positive outcome, and with that you could say, well then, why am I doing what I'm doing? Look, these guys, they're not Shomer Shabbat, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, and they have everything for them. They're enjoying life. Even that, there is a purpose to Hashem. Hashem wants it that way. We don't know why. Maybe it's to help the guy eventually to open his eyes and do Teshuvah, or it's just to push him away more. So, Shlomo HaMelech is basically telling us, if you have integrity, do not question the ones that you know are doing things wrong, yet are benefiting from it. Again, if you fear Hashem and you see Hashem everywhere, then you know that even in the positive outcome of the wicked, there is Hashem. I don't understand it. I don't understand the master plan of Hashem and why he's doing it, and I will not understand it ever, but I know for sure that Hashem is there. So even in the darkness, even in the actions that don't make sense, that you question, that might make you question your belief, your decisions, your integrity, right? Be careful. Be careful. And if you understand that Hashem is everywhere, then you know that there is a good reason for it. Again, we might not understand it, but there is a good reason for it. Good?
Rob, one question. In this pasuk, there is an example of alakran with that and frog that I don't understand. That
Tell
says
me.
that the frog. It says a frog went through a pond with a alacrán is in Spanish. I don't know how to say it. The one that when it stinches, it makes you the scorpion.
The scorpion, yeah.
And it says he went forward, and when it went back, the frog took the scorpion up, and then it says a person died because of the stench of a scorpion. Kohelet Rabbah.
That's the Midrash. That's the Midrash. Hold on 1 second.
If not, I do it later. Don't worry. I don't want to interrupt.
Hold on. Kohelet Rabbah.
Yes.
On which
The Midrash relates in
which pasuk?
Het. In the one that you wear, it says Het.
Het. 8.
Het. Yes.
Hold on.
It's not late. I don't want to interrupt. In relationship to this, the Midrash relates in certain occasion a man saw a scorpion over a frog. The frog crossed the river and it jumped into safe earth. Then the man said, for sure, the scorpion has a mission for Hashem. Then the frog brought the scorpion back, and in the short time, a voice came and said, a person died because of the scorpion stinging.
Yes. Oh, no, but it's Pashut. It's Pashut what it means. The Midrash is basically saying that you see that even when the akrav, the scorpion, stings the frog, right? And seems to be something bad, even that is for a purpose that Hashem has. It's for the scorpion to go and kill the person. Right? So you see an action, right? You see an action. You see a scorpion stinging a frog and holding on to the frog, and the frog jumps and basically carries the scorpion, right?
Yes.
The only way the scorpion could have got to that person is if he crossed the river.
Yes.
But he cannot cross the river, right? So Hashem brought him the frog, stung the frog jumped, just for the akrav, for the scorpion to go and kill that person. Again, if you see in every situation you see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then you will understand that episode. If you don't, you're not going to understand it. You understand?
So we don't understand nothing.
Huh?
It's impossible to understand a situation because you really don't know what's happening.
Yes, that's why Yareh et Elokim. That's why you have to fear Hashem. It doesn't say Yeda et Elokim. You will understand Hashem. You will fear Hashem, and the only way you fear Hashem is if you acknowledge and you understand not Hashem, but that Hashem interacts with you through nature. Good?
Good. Thank you.
That doesn't mean he controls you. That doesn't mean he controls you. That just means that there is Hashem in every single creature. And if you're able to connect to that, then you start putting the puzzle together. It's like you have a puzzle, okay? Or it's upside down, and you see the back of the puzzle, and you try to put the pieces together without seeing the picture. You can, right? You can. Eventually, you can put the puzzle together. But it's very difficult. But if the puzzle is facing you, where you see the picture, it's much easier to put the puzzle together. So when you live your life without Hashem, without understanding the awareness of Hashem, so you're basically building the puzzle upside down without seeing the picture. When you see the picture, when you see Hashem, that's when you can put the puzzle together. Good? Okay. Okay, now we're entering something else. Ohev kesef, whoever loves money, lo yizba kesef, will never be filled. Now he's never going to feel like he's filled with money. Umi ohev behamon, lo tevuah, gam ze havel. And the behamon lo tevuah, whoever loves behamon, a lot, the wealth, right? Lo tevuah will not satisfy him. Gam ze havel, meaning you have two inclination in a person. The one that loves to make money, and the one that loves to know he has money. Two different things. Two different things. You know, both of them are just a run after futilities, after nonsense. So the Keilot Yaakov, the Stipler, the father of Rav Chaim Kanievsky, he has a sefer. In his book, he writes the following on Musa. He says, you know why a person loves to always continuously have more money? He has 10 cars, he wants 20 cars. He has 10 million, he wants 100 million. He has 10 buildings, he wants another 10 buildings. It's never enough. He can never stop. Why? Says the Stipler, is because the energy, the desire to acquire comes from our neshama. Our neshama, the power of the neshama is to absorb, to acquire, but what? Torah. Torah. If you don't have the Torah, so it has to be channeled somewhere else. What is it going to be channeled towards? Materialism. And that's how a person keeps running after his tail. Now, the difference is that when you're talking about physicality, there is a beginning, there's an end. You have one building, you go on one building. 10 building, 10 building. Yeah? It's quantifiable. So you're never satisfied. But when you apply that koach to Torah, and you know that the Torah is infinite, then you know that you never stop learning. Then you can never not be satisfied. This is what Shlomo HaMelech says. If you ohev, not if you have, if you love money, instead of loving Torah, if you love the money, it's a powerful word to love.
But what does it mean to love money?
To love getting it, to love gaining it, to love the process of making it.
But who doesn't?
Huh?
I'm being honest. Who?
A lot of, okay, 100%. But it's how much of it you love, okay? And I mean, look, most of people, they're 95 people. Let's be honest, right? Do these people love money? No. They don't love it enough to become entrepreneurs. They don't love it enough to want to become billionaires, want to become owners of empires. They're good with their 9 to 5. They're making their salary, and very smart people, doctors, accountants, lawyers. We're not talking about dummies here. We're talking about people that this is what they like. This is what they like, right? They want their job. They want their financial stability. Yes, they want to make money. But you see that they don't go out of their control, their comfort zone to go and want to make exponentially more.
But what
Right?
if I want to? What if I wanted to, and I wanted to use it in the right way?
That's a different story. That to say I wanted to use it in the right way is just to make yourself feel good that you want it.
Yes.
Okay, we're not time out. There is again. He doesn't say re'at ruach. He doesn't say it's terrible. He says gam ze havel, gam ze havel. It's havel.
Right.
It's futile. But what is he saying? You can make money. You know what he's saying? Don't make money. Shlomo HaMelech doesn't say, I will say kesef, no, he's back kesef. He said, don't love the money. Don't, what does it mean to love? It's to attach yourself and sacrifice yourself for something.
Worship it.
When you love your wife, you sacrifice yourself for your wife. This is ahava. Ahava is the numerology 13. You're becoming one. Okay? Becoming one with Hashem. You're becoming one with your wife. Don't become one with your money. Because if you think that you identify yourself with money and you sacrifice everything yourself for money, you will never see an end. You will never feel satisfied. You're not going to feel filled. You're not going to feel like you accomplished anything. Because it's never enough. And whoever prefers wealth, he's never going to feel rich. He's never going to get there. You understand? If you, again, I'm explaining you. You have people, look, you have people that like to make money. Doesn't matter how much money they have. They can be 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. They're still going to go out and make money. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that want to keep healthy, that want to keep busy, and that they need to, for their mental health and physical health, to be out there and work. Talking about, you have people that pashut, they're hustlers. They need to make a deal. They're deal makers, right? You have somebody else that needs to feel he's wealthy, that he's rich. The difference between the two is that the guy that's making it and making money and needs to make the money, he couldn't care less if he uses it or not. Okay? And that brings you clarity to a lot of people that keep on making money. They're uber wealthy and they don't spend it. Because it's not about spending it. It's about making it. Mm-hmm. And then you have others, they barely make it, but they have to show off to everybody that they have it. You understand? So you have the one that needs to make it, and you have the one that needs to know he's wealthy. He has it. Both of them, both of these relationships with money, says Shlomo HaMelech, are wrong.
And what's the healthy relationship with money?
I'm sorry?
What's the healthy relationship with money?
A tool. A tool. When you make money and you want to make sure that you can pay for education for your kids, that you build a business so that your children can come in if they want and take it over, build a legacy, make them comfortable so that they can learn more, send them to good universities, teach them Torah, I don't know, yeah? Do chesed, build synagogues, build yeshivot, universities, medical centers, benefiting the society. That's great. This is why you want to make money, and every morning you wake up, you say, you know what? The community or people are missing this. I don't want to depend on anybody. I want to go and make it so that, boom, I take care of it. You don't care about the money. Again, going back to what we said, if you cannot stain your tie, don't wear it. Good?
Clear.
Oh. Okay. Next. ברבות הטובה רבו אוכליה. The more you get, and the more you want to consume. ומה כישרון לבעליה? So what is the purpose of the success of the ones that have it? If it's not for the eyes, it's the optics. The more you have, the more you want. So says Shlomo HaMelech, so what's the satisfaction? Just to see that you have it. You understand? Why? And he continues. מתוקה שנת העובד עם מעט. It's sweeter. Sweeter is the sleep. More peaceful is the sleep of the employee. עם מעט ועם הרבה יאכל. He has a lot. He doesn't have enough. He eats. He lives life based on what he makes. מהשובע לעשיר. From the satisfaction, the feel of being full of the wealthy. איננו מניח לו לישון, because that wealth, yes, allows him to eat well, build big houses, drives the nicest cars, but he doesn't sleep at night. He doesn't have peace of mind. Now, Shlomo HaMelech, and we understand who Shlomo HaMelech was, yes? We know who he was, and we know the wealth that he had. At the end, he says, you have to evaluate what you want to sacrifice. When you love money, or have kesef, when you love the money, when this is what you live for, you end up, yes, maybe having it, but sacrificing what? Sacrifices the most vital and essential part of your life, which is the sleep.
Which is
Sleeping.
sleeping,
Yes.
going to bed.
Sleeping. Deprive yourself 2 days from sleeping, and you'll see how you operate. Stop eating 2 days, and you see how you operate. If you don't sleep, you become a majnun. Complete majnun. That's it. So says Shlomo HaMelech.
Rob, I thought you don't sleep.
Huh?
I thought you don't sleep.
That's why I'm majnun.
You're far from Majnun.
No, I sleep for what? Doesn't matter. But
This is not about you right now.
it's not. No, I do sleep. No, when Shlomo HaMelech is saying, no, but it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of sleep. It's the quality of sleep. Exactly. Shlomo HaMelech
The ability to
tells
turn
us.
off.
Yes.
So it's not the quantity of sleep. It's the ability to rest yourself and to go to sleep and shut down and turn on in the morning.
That's right.
Didn't we speak about this Friday night?
Yep.
So Shlomo tells us, do not sacrifice what is valuable to and critical to your own growth and success just for an optical illusion of pleasure that is called money or wealth. Good?
Yes. What pasuk are we on now?
Now we just did Yud Aleph.
Okay.
Yesh ra'a hola. There's a very bad
Dream.
huh?
Dream.
No, hola. That there's something that is sick. There's a very grave sickness. Ra'iti tahat hashemesh that I saw under the sun. And what is it? Osher shamu lib'alav lera'ato. Wealth, riches that I kept to people lera'ato, to set them up for failure, to end up being a problem. Says Shlomo HaMelech, when you have money and you don't know what to do with it, and there is no purpose to it, because you love the money, and it's all about feeling wealthy or getting it, acquiring it, Osher shamur liv'alav. You gather, you keep shamur, you keep that wealth as an ownership. Yeah, you want to feel like you own it. It's mine. Liv'alav. You're scared to do things with it, so you need to hold on tight to it. Lera'ato. This is what will break that person. This is what will ruin that person. Again, this is the intimate relationship of ohev a person has with money.
Can you give us an example of what you mean there?
Of that? Very simple. A person either needs to feel wealthy, wants to make a deal and make the money, makes it, and needs to hold on to it. He needs to know that he has it. That person is not interested in doing something with it, except for making more money. Okay? So he's not going to share it to spend quality times with his kids or to enhance their life, their businesses, their opportunities, or benefiting society. No, he needs to shomer, he needs to protect it, he needs to own it, to control it. That's the money. This money has no beracha. That money will end up drowning the person. Because
not
at
knowing,
the end, that's all there is in his life.
the sickness
So
is not knowing what to do with the money.
it's no, it's not what he doesn't know what to do. He to sacrifice everything and everyone for his money.
He just wants to look at a big pile of money and not do anything with
Open
it.
his bank
No
account and see the zeros accumulate. As long as there's a one in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. ועבד העושר ההוא בעניין רע. Because at the end, what will happen? He will lose this money from mistakes. והוליד בן ואין בידו מאומה. And he will have nothing to leave to his son. Because he sacrificed so much, his family, his kids, his wisdom, his community, his friends, everything he sacrificed for what? To own and control his wealth. That will, says Shlomo HaMelech, yield opportunities that will ruin him. And all he will be leaving to his son is nothing. It's nothing. Because he didn't teach his son, he didn't connect to his son, he didn't grow with his son, build a relationship, emotional relationship with his son. He thought that eventually what he's going to give to his son is his wealth. That's all I made, that's what I'm giving. But because you sacrifice all of your family, this son that you want to give everything, you sacrificed him himself.
Crazy.
You buried him. He never existed in your life. Are you going to say, well, you know why I did all this? It's because my son can enjoy it. Yes, it's true. He didn't have a father. But you know why? Because I wanted him to live a quality life. This is what you're giving to your son. So says Shlomo HaMelech, the same way you destroyed and you chose to bury your relationship with your son, when you're about to want to give him something, there won't be anything. And at that point, your son is just your son biologically. You didn't give him anything, you didn't build anything, you don't have no relationship with him. So it's terrible. The avad ha'osher. This is zera'a chola. This is not something bad. This is a sickness. This is a terrible sickness, says Shlomo HaMelech. When you choose to sacrifice your family, to sacrifice your sleep, your health, your well-being, just so you know and you feel that you're wealthy. Why? Because at the end, you will end up with nothing and nothing. Nothing to give and nothing to connect to. No one to look forward to.
What if you sacrifice all of those things to use money as a tool?
Oh, that's different. That it's not. Then that we address that. If you use it as a tool, then by the way, if you really use it as a tool, you're not going to sacrifice your relationship with your son.
Right.
You're going to have a relationship with your son, and the tool is what? Give him tutors to teach him better, putting in the best schools, teach him Torah. Send him to the build him, give him money to start his business. Or an office, something, right? You're gonna engage with him. That's a relationship. We're talking right now about the one that needs to know he owns, that needs to know he controls, that doesn't want to share, that's scared. Shomer. You know what's a shomer? Shomer is a guardian. He's guarding everything, even if it's to let something for my son. I'm looking for my son. Hashem will show you, that's not true, and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you.
Strong, eh?
Crazy.
So Rav,
Yes.
so we started talking about Rehoboam a little bit, and I told
Yes.
you that I started learning a
Yes.
little bit about the story.
Yeah.
And I don't see anywhere in the Peshat or in the commentary that discusses the relationship between Shlomo and Rehoboam. It's just more of the succession, meaning Shlomo
Correct.
dies, and it says Rehoboam reign begins. So what's, he talks about all of these things.
You see the interaction. You see the interaction of the two. Okay, now we're shifting. We're turning it to something else, right?
We have a couple of minutes left, so I
Okay.
figured I could ask.
So
now.
okay, so no problem. So we end up pasuk Yud Dalet. Okay? Pasuk Yud Dalet. We didn't do Yud Dalet. So you see Shlomo's interaction or impact in Rehoboam's life, in Rehoboam's behavior as a leader.
Well, he was horrible.
He was horrible.
And
Not
he made the
because,
same mistake as his father.
what do you mean? No, I know what you're. Yes, no. With Tama. He was Tama. For different reasons, very different reasons, extreme different reasons. One was to control, and create global shalom and power and push the limits of humanity in order to be able to understand it, versus someone that doesn't have a backbone and doesn't know how to choose between the elders and his buddies.
Right. Rehoboam's first decision, he says, give me 3 days. I need to think about it. I go, oh, this guy's toast. I read that pasuk. I said, oh, he's finished.
You understand? No, okay. So that's number one. Number two, Shlomo HaMelech was a man of positioning, was a man of decisions. No, even if decision was bad, he made decisions.
Okay.
Rehoboam couldn't.
He was
relied on everybody. To the point where he loses half of the kingdom.
Right.
You
That's
understand?
when they split the 10 tribes.
That's right. Yehuda and Israel. And that's when Yerovam ben Nevat comes in and introduces Avodah Zarah. And you know what? And Rehoboam has nothing to do about it. He can't do anything about it. So he's responsible for that.
Right.
Okay? He's responsible for that. So throughout the interaction, you see the flaw. Again, when somebody is too powerful, okay, it's very hard to emulate who he is. The shadow of an elder figure that is so strong tend to shrink and destroy, right, the opportunity of a son to blossom on his own. We discussed that.
Yep.
We discussed that. Here you have polar opposites. You have one that is a doer. Mamash, he does. He builds a Bet HaMikdash. Listen, he builds Bet HaMikdash. Okay? He has shalom with everyone. He has alliances with every country around the globe. He is the power of the generation. Versus someone that cannot make a decision.
He loses his own nation. Forget other nations.
And he loses his own nation.
Okay.
So there is, if you look at the accomplishment of Shlomo versus the accomplishments of Rehoboam, the flaws of Rehoboam versus the flaws of Shlomo HaMelech, you will find a lot of connecting points. When one was very strong, when Shlomo was very strong, Rehoboam was very weak, and where Rehoboam was very strong, you don't see any physical presence from Shlomo. Only indication through in Mishle and etc. So, if you will, Rehoboam grew in the only space of light, stream of light Shlomo left out.
So he was so good and he left this little vacuum that he couldn't accomplish, and that was the only space that Rehoboam was able to accomplish.
That's right. That's
Good.
right.
So when you learn from that, how does a successful father not have that dynamic?
Very simple. Shlomo HaMelech taught us that. Don't try to fill the shoes of your father. Build, fill in your own shoes. And the father should not expect his son to be like him. Chanoch na'ar al pi darko. Shlomo HaMelech in Mishneh says, teach your child in his own path. Educate him to become him, not to become you. That's it. That's what. That's.
חזק וברוך.
Tov. All right. Shavua tov, mazal
Great
tov.
class today.
Tov.
Great.
Thank you, Rav.
חודש טוב.
חודש טוב.
Chodesh tov. Chodesh tov.
חודש טוב.